Welcome to this week's episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we are discussing the trailers for Fatherhood, No Time to Die, and our movie of the week, Be Cool. All right, man, so I sent you a couple of trailers. Fatherhood with Kevin Hart. More of a serious role. What were your thoughts?
It's very emotional roller coaster through that trailer.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. I mean, very serious, very heartwarming, tear-jerker trailer, just that trailer itself. But also very funny. Get some good funny parts in there. He's being real sweet with his daughter, talking to her about all this stuff and about her mom and things like that. And then you see him punching a clown. That was funny.
Right.
What were your thoughts on it?
I think Kevin Hart, he's done so much in so little time, and everything has been just these comedy action, comedy, these, different roles that he's been in, but they've all been kind of the same in regard there. I think he wants to dip his toe and get into some dramatic roles, still keep that comedic flair, but get into some dramatic roles that, it's a maturation process for any kind of actor, artist, whatever he wants to call himself.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it, man. I think this will be good for him. Everybody's going to be in the theater for it. It's a Kevin Hart film.
Oh yeah,
all the moms are going to be in there, all for 5'3" Kevin Hart. Oh, he's the best dad ever. But it's going to be good, man. It's going to be pretty exciting to see him do something else. Once again, it's going to be a drama with comedy elements, but that's not the exciting part. But to see him do something different is going to be refreshing. Because, I got bored of him a little bit.
He kind of does himself.
Yeah.
And I think he does a lot of himself, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because he plays himself. Or not necessarily himself, but that character that we know of as Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
But he always manages to twist it to fit.
Exactly.
But yes, he was all over the place there for a minute. Honestly, he still is. He's still all over the place. Did you ever watch his documentary on Netflix?
I did not. I actually thought it was his, because somebody said, oh, Kevin Hart has a new Netflix stand-up. So I started watching that documentary, and I'm like, wait, this is not... No. The stand-up that's in his living room at all. Like, what is this? Then I turned it off.
It's pretty good. For a document, they're just kind of following him around through his routine and through all this stuff that happened. And he really talks about a lot of his past meeting up to where he's at now. It's worth a watch. Watch.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll definitely check it out there. Awesome. So moving forward, my favorite genre is the spy movie genre, and no one does it better.
That's the name of the genre, James Bond.
Exactly.
You
are right. It is James Bond. Right? This is the 25th movie in the James Bond franchise. Wow. Last one for Daniel Craig, No Time to Die.
I did not know that. It was 25 in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
Let me know what you thought about this.
Well, I don't want to make you mad, Clyde, but...
I already know what you're going to say, but continue.
I've seen a lot of the James Bond movies. I'm just not a big fan like you are.
Hey, man.
I'm a Jason Statham fan. You're not that much of a Jason Statham fan. It happens sometimes.
Hey. I was in the movie theater for the first time in a year and a half yesterday. Tonight's Monday. I want to go see Wrath of Man starring Jason Statham. Fire. Okay.
Yeah, let's just talk about that.
But no.
Yeah. These movies are a lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of suspense, a lot of drama all rolled into one good movie. Well, both 25 movies, obviously, but it rolls them into the movie very well.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I've never been having James Bond poster on my wall and stuff like that, but it's all good.
Luckily, this is not recorded video because that's all you would see.
It's just James Bond wallpaper.
There's James Bond everywhere in my office. Yes.
No, it looks like it's gonna be a good movie, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. I have seen them all.
All right, nice.
I've seen them all in a very little time. As soon as Skyfall came out, I went back and watched every single one. I bought like the Bond 25 50th anniversary Blu-ray thing, and I've watched them all, and they're fantastic. But this one with Daniel Craig looks like it's going to be the most fun, the most action, just crazy. So check this trailer out. We'll throw it on our socials. It's Daniel Craig's last outing, his last outing. I do that in the bunny ears quotations because he keeps saying that, but this really might be his last time out, and hopefully he goes out with a bang.
Well, we definitely will.
So,
looks like it's gonna be a great movie.
I'm going to put a tux on and go watch this movie in the theater.
That is fine.
And you're going to join me, but I know you're not going to wear a tux.
I'll wear a tux.
You will wear a tux? Ladies and gentlemen, right here, we're going to get my podcast partner, Javier, in a tux.
Gonna go act like some fat cats for the night.
I love it. I love it. Get our wives all dolled up and dresses and everything.
Fantastic. Now you got to find a Jaguar.
November's going to be fun. Awesome.
So you went and saw Wrath of Man, right?
Yeah. Went to our local Starlight Cinema right here in Charlotte and watched Wrath of Man, little matinee. Carmen went shopping a little bit, so I'm going to go check a movie out, and that's the only one I really wanted to see in the theaters. I like Guy Ritchie, but not really a Jason Statham fan. Went in expecting cool Guy Ritchie direction, not that good of acting, but Jason Statham's that dude in this movie, bro.
I think you kind of go in with that, like you said, you think you know what you're going to see because it's another Jason Statham movie.
Yeah.
But obviously not.
But it turns it on its head. It's way different, and you like this Jason Statham, man. Highly recommend. See it on the big screen. We can see it now. So go to the movies, guys. Get your popcorn and a Coke.
Yeah, I watched.
Or Pepsi, whatever you like to drink.
We're not sponsored by either of them yet, so we're reaching out.
That's how we're reaching out, guys.
Checked out Those Who Wish Me Dead, the new Angelina Jolie movie.
Okay, talk to me.
I don't know if it's different for her from what I've seen for so long, but I mean, it was a good movie. A lot of action, surprising amount of bloodshed in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Very surprising amount. But it was good. It was a good story. Kind of leaves you hanging a little bit about kind of the backstory of what happened with the dad and the son and all that.
Oh, damn.
Or I only watched it one time. I didn't dive deep into it like we usually do, but I didn't feel like that got cleared up.
Okay.
But, I'm probably going to watch it again. The wife liked it as well, but definitely worth the watch.
Good deal. Yeah, it's on our list to watch, to plop down on the couch and watch here soon. So we'll make it happen as well. And maybe we'll just talk about it on the pod one of these days.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it done.
So let's go ahead and jump into our movie of the week. Be Cool. This movie came out in the great year of 2005.
Great year, yeah.
Fantastic year, man. Oh my God, we were finally done with high school that year, right? A couple other movies that came out that year: Flight Plan, Get Rich or Die Trying, Into the Blue.
Great movie.
Brick, Kingdom of Heaven, War of the Worlds, and probably the best movie that came out that year before Adam Sandler got really weird, The Longest Yard. Okay.
Yeah, great remake.
Oh yeah, definitely good movie there.
What do you mean before he got weird? Let me ask that question.
I think he just, he was doing original movies that were fun. And this was a remake, so I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But he was doing comedic bits that was actually funny that can pull a crowd in.
Okay.
I still watch everything Adam Sandler makes because I'm just an Adam Sandler fan.
Agreed.
But after this, it was just I'm just watching it because it's Adam Sandler. I'm not really invested. I don't love these movies anymore after The Longest Yard.
Gotcha.
That might just be me.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't disagree. His stuff that was coming out on Netflix hasn't been bad, but you can't really live up to Happy Gilmore. I'm sorry.
You really can't. Does it get any funnier than Big Daddy when he literally the kid got like 2 cents and he walked in the back of my man's brownstone and had him open the door to give him his Rolex and everything? It doesn't get any funnier than that. That's comedy gold right there.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Awesome. So back to Be Cool. This movie was directed by F. Gary Gray and written by Peter Steinfeld.
So this one had a budget of 53 million, which I feel is a pretty good chunk of money for 2005.
Oh yeah,
The box office brought in 95.8 mil.
pretty solid for a comedy, right?
Yeah, that's solid. We got a long list of stars in this one.
Let's go.
I'm not going to say every one of them right off the bat because it's literally like a list of like 25 people on this thing.
Good luck.
So we got John Travolta as Chili Palmer, pretty much our main character. Uma Thurman as Edie Athens. Great Vince Vaughn as Roger or Raji Lowenthal. Cedric the Entertainer as Sin LaSalle. Andre 3000 or Andre Benjamin as Dabu. Robert Pastorelli as Joseph or Joe Loop. Christina Milian as Linda Moon. We have Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, as Elliot Wilhelm. Harvey Keitel as Nick Carr. Fantastic. Love this guy.
Fantastic, bro.
Then we have Danny DeVito pops his head in a few times as Martin Weir. And we also see Steven Tyler in Aerosmith.
Dream on, baby. Dream on.
There's a few other good ones. We'll run into those guys as we go through.
Definitely. All right, man. Go ahead and give us a quick synopsis of this movie.
So what I took from this one, Clyde, I know you've seen this one a lot more than I have.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just about the music industry kind of wrapped up into some like gang violence as well. So we got like two production companies that are in a money and a talent grab. It basically begins and ends with violence, serious and, kind of funny stuff throughout it. But it's basically them just trying to grab talent, which brings the money, and they want to be the best in the industry. Right. They don't handle it in the best way either. But that's...
they definitely do not. All right. So just real quick as well, where to watch this flick at, we were able to catch this also on HBO Max, who, if you guys are listening, sponsors? Joking, not joking. But anyway, so let's go ahead and dive into these characters at first, man. What do you think? Are these characters fleshed out here?
I think we get a decent backstories for most of the characters. They don't come quickly.
Yeah.
Very, very slow, pieced together through the movie, but that's kind of the point.
I like that it brought us in with John Travolta's Chili Palmer. Yeah. This is actually a sequel to Get Shorty, a 1995 flick, if I'm not mistaken. But just what he's about now, right? He was making movies. Now he wants to be into the music business and how he goes about doing that, right? So it kind of sets the backdrop there. This is also, going back to the Adam Sandler thing, it was like this movie... After this movie, I was basically done with John Travolta.
Okay.
Right? Like, this was like the last John Travolta movie that I actually enjoyed. I was like, I can get behind this. After that, he went off the deep end, really weird. I think Tom Cruise is next for me, but that man also doesn't age, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's going to be living long after we are.
like my damn cat. But no, I do like Chili Palmer, though. Smooth talking, slick dressed. New York guy living in LA, very charismatic, man. Very gets his point across and just always has a plan, always the smartest guy in the room. I love that. So,
and he's just cool the whole time. Cool guy.
What about Linda Moon, Christina Milian?
So for her, she had a pretty good story in here. She builds her character, I take that back. She doesn't really build her character in quotation marks. Basically, we see her career blossom is what we see.
Yeah.
She's part of the story, but she's kind of still in the back. I feel, up front of the movie, she's the one that's going to make them money and all this and that. Then she falls to the back of the movie. She's still involved because that's who they're all trying to get, right? They're trying to get her on one production team, and the other production company's trying to get her, and they're fighting over her
Yeah.
contract. But after that, like, start of the movie, she's a pawn at that point.
Yeah, and it's good you bring that up. I don't know if anybody knows, but I said, in my notes says Linda Moon is the movie's MacGuffin.
100%.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
she really is. The definition of a MacGuffin is an object, device, or event that is necessary to the plot that motivates the characters and moves it along, right? I think her and her career and everything that she is trying to do and wants to do and is getting pushed or pulled, so many different directions is the focal point of this movie. We always talk about items
Yeah.
like the ring from Lord of the Rings, the arc from Raiders of the Lost Ark as the MacGuffins, but she's an actual human being
Yeah.
that's the MacGuffin of the movie. I don't know if the writers intended to do that, but that's what I got out of it at least.
Yeah, me the same. I mean, it starts with her and ends with her, but she's not always there.
So we also got the beautifully talented Uma Thurman as Edie Athens, right? She plays a widower, a recent widower, actually, in this movie. Very, very, very recent. Who is now running runs his record company solo now.
Mm-hmm.
Toured with Aerosmith. Very smart, very attractive, and just once again, like, very talented individual who knows what she wants, but kind of lost after her husband dies a little bit and needs to kind of get pushed.
Yeah. I think she did a great job with this character. I think this is a character she's kind of meant to play, right? Through, like, her career.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same character path that she takes a lot.
Yeah, she plays that damsel in distress, but that strong damsel in distress,
Right. Right.
Like, she's in peril sometimes, but that just by looking at her, she's good. So then we got my two favorite characters, and I got to talk about these two in tandem, Elliot and Raji. Like, 2005 brought us this great on-screen comedy duo, right? Like, I know you haven't seen this movie as many times as me, like we've stated, but I got to know your thoughts, man.
One note I did put down about Dwayne Johnson. This was kind of fresh point in his career, being in movies, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was funny in his role and everything, but I thought he was one of the weaker actors in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But he played his part at the same time. He was goofy. He was he's supposed to be the bodyguard, but try not to give too much away, but he's Raji's gay bodyguard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be in the movies and wants to be a singer. He wants to be part of that thing, and he plays that role very well in like a goofy way. And Vince Vaughn, I mean, for me, he can't do any wrong. As long as he's delivering those lines like he does, that's all I need.
Yo, man, like I said, me and Carmen just finished watching this movie before we recorded here, and we were bugging out, man. Me and Carmen have seen this movie a lot, and just those two on screen together,
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better. You have Vince Vaughn playing this like fake pimp manager type, who acts like a pimp,
Yeah.
who is trying to treat his girls bad and just, spends the daytime at a strip club,
Sun as high as it can be, and he's at the strip club.
High in this, it is high noon right now. And then you have his driver, his bodyguard, Elliot, who is gay, but wants to be this actor or musician and just be famous. But you have Raji who's holding him back. There's a lot of gay jokes in there.
Oh yeah.
And Elliot also takes offense to it sometimes, but also knows, like, hey, also thinks in the back of his head, Raji might get me to where I need to go. So kind of holds him back at the same exact time. But definitely some good bits in there.
Yeah, I think my favorite pair in this was Cedric the Entertainer and Andre 3000.
Let's go.
Cedric the Entertainer, I've liked him for a long time. He's one of my favorites. But
yeah,
you don't see Andre in this setting too much. He's been in some movies, but he's so funny. he acts so hard in the movie, but he's hilarious at the same time. And Cedric's just funny. His delivery on stuff is just funny. He don't have to do much, but just talk, right?
Yo, you have like Andre 3000, right? Andre Benjamin from Outkast,
Yeah.
who's like one of the best lyricists of all time, like one of my all like top 5 favorite rappers
Oh
of
yeah.
all time. And his turn at acting here. He was in Four Brothers. He's in this movie, done a couple other
Yeah.
things, but just him as Dabu, who is this, he's a fake gangster.
Right.
Let's just call it what it is, right? He's Sin's wife's nephew. That's the only reason why he gets to hang out with the Dub MDs, right? That's the only reason why he gets to hang out with the Dub MDs.
He's just constantly wanting to shoot somebody. He's always like, and then Sin tells him, you'll get your time soon enough. Not today though. Not today. But it's
like I never get to shoot anybody, man.
But his gun goes off like 3 times in the movie on accident.
And then he's like, "Fine, I don't even need no gun, man. I'm just gonna take this."
Why don't you give me a gun? We'll get to my favorite scene here in a minute too with that.
Oh yeah, and then we're gonna wrap it up with Nick Carr, who's Harvey Keitel, legendary actor. Going back to Taxi Driver, basically in any Martin Scorsese flick, just fantastic, right? And kind of plays himself, but also plays like this funny record producer guy who is holding on to Linda Moon's contract. And then we have like Raji who works for him because he just shits on Raji the entire movie, which I love, by the way, right? Because if you think about it, right, like Raji is shitting on and making fun of Elliot the entire movie. But as soon as like Raji gets in front of Nick, he just gets shit on himself, and it's just hilarious, man. Like the entire time.
It's a circle. What is it? The How I Met Your Mother, the circle of screams, right?
There you go. So over dinner the other night, Carmen and I, we sat down and I turned on the movie Speed, and she was actually digging it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was fully surprised. She's not really an action movie type of person, but she was entrenched in the movie. It's one of those big cinematic adventures that happen on film with Keanu Reeves. Movies have this ability to bring people together, to post up in the theater and enjoy an amazing cinematic adventure. Javi, what's the first big movie event that you can recall in your life?
I have to say Space Cowboys.
Oh, man, great movie.
I was like 13, 14 years old, bunch of friends going out to the gym theater and having a good time in Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Mine would be 1996, Independence Day. My mom took me, my brother, all of our friends to go see this movie, right? Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, and they're taking on aliens. And the theater was full. Everybody was there to just see this amazing movie, and we all were there, and it was just enjoyable. Just one of my favorite moments, man.
Yeah, movie moments, they're memorable, and everybody has their all-time favorite movie moments. What was yours?
The Prestige. Christian Bale versus Hugh Jackman, Wolverine versus Batman as magicians. What Hugh Jackman does to ensure his magic trick works, I'm not going to spoil it, but mind-blowing. What about you, man?
For me, it was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Ghostbusters.
Love that movie. Love that scene.
Just a great scene in general. On that note, we would love to engage with all you guys and talk about your favorite movie moments as well. And you can find us at Movie in a Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and you can also find us on Facebook as well.
Yeah, guys, don't forget to add, like, and share our content. We hope to hear from you all soon. Oh, so we're already hinting on it, man, but like we gotta jump into just the comedy gold of this movie, man.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your favorite parts.
So it's a big mixture of dry humor and funny people, right? Because the movie itself it's serious. They don't mean to be funny for the most part. It's not supposed to be funny, but it is because that's the characters they chose and the way they wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's funny, it's one of those ones where you're just holding your stomach because it's making your stomach hurt so much from laughing. But it's a lot of quick, like smart ass remarks to make you laugh. A lot of stereotype involvement with clothes, the way people are talking, all that stuff. Overall, the movie was funny. I laughed a lot. One of my favorite parts, like we were talking about as far as comedy, was Dabu. I mean, he's just being there. He's standing there's one part where he's just like drinking tea, holding his gun. Yeah, he's drinking a little cup of tea. He's got this humongous gun in his hand at the same time, trying to, and it's just funny. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's not a comedy, but it is.
Yeah, so it plays itself very serious
Yeah,
with the elements of this young woman who's trying to make it in the music world, this, you know, loan shark gangster movie producer turn music
yeah,
producer and manager, right? And all these gangs and the WMDs. It plays itself very serious in that regard, which it could have been a very dramatic
yeah,
movie. But because you infuse it with Andre Benjamin, Cedric the Entertainer, Dwayne Johnson, Uma Thurman was
yeah,
even funny in this movie. Some bits
yeah,
there. You infuse all these different people, and you get just comedy
yeah,
gold with the direction of F. Gary Gray, who directed Friday, one of the funniest
yeah,
movies of all time. He just brings it. So
yeah,
my favorite scene, right, is when one Raji calls Sid and Sin,
yeah.
excuse me, you know, is like cussing him out and all this stuff there, and then he calls him back and he's like, "What's up, man? This is Raji." but but then he's like, "You know what? Let's get some chicken and waffles. Let's get some Roscoe's chicken and waffles in here." And Dwayne's character is just talking about how he can like suck the whole like bone off. Just like, where did that line come from? Right? Was that in the script? Was that
Oh,
ad lib? Like, where did that come from, man? But it's just so much fun. You got to let these characters just breathe. And once again, F. Gary Gray does a fantastic job. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got a mix of characters that are just hilarious, hilarious people.
combined with all the comedy bits and everything, the acting, what they brought to the script, what they brought to the stage there. What'd you think, man?
Yeah, as far as the whole movie, I think it was a good, long, fun movie. It was 2 hours, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
roughly 2 hours. It kept going from scene to scene. It flowed. There was always something going on, regardless of if they were just talking or if they were just out and about. There was always something happening that kept your attention, I felt like.
Yeah, there was never a scene that was like, why did this have to
Yeah,
happen? What was the point of this, right?
right.
It kept everything that was, this movie was chock full of information, chock full of funniness and stuff. And in every scene, every bit, it played a part to present the plot and to keep the plot going.
Right.
And it just, from the start to the finish, you know, you just see that it's a complete movie. I don't know how much of this movie was written compared to just improv.
Hmm.
I'm going to say probably 60-40 scripted to improv,
Yeah.
but because you have Vince Vaughn. I mean,
Right. That's what I was thinking. You got a set of characters there that's what they do. They can improv, they can make a scene, and they could do what you need them to do to keep it moving forward.
so the plot itself, like you said earlier, you know, you have this New York City Shylock leaves the movie business and goes to the music business while avoiding most people trying to kill him. So what we have, you know, his buddy who gets whacked by the Russians in the beginning. The Russians are trying to whack him.
Spoiler.
Yeah, the Russians are trying to whack him. The WMDs are trying to
Yeah.
whack him. Razi's trying to whack him. You know what I mean? And like, it's a spoiler, kind of, but like you're gonna get that sense from the start of the movie that
Yeah.
like people want this guy dead,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I mean it's nothing mind-boggling of what's going on. Basically, just the way the industry was, but they're pushing that gang side of it. But we know about violence with musicians throughout the years.
Yeah.
It's not an unheard of thing, but this just kind of puts it out there and tells a story in a certain way that like keeps you involved all the way to the end.
What was your favorite scene?
My absolute favorite scene is when Cedric the Entertainer, he's sitting in Edie's house, the whole crew's there, and Andre 3000 just trying to sit on that little pillow on the floor when he's trying to sit on that little chair. A whole scene with dialogue, seriousness, going back and forth, talking about, Cedric's trying to get money. He's like, I need my money. They're trying to negotiate. And this dude's just in the corner of the frame, like, can't get comfortable on this little chair. It doesn't make any sense to him. He's holding his gun, he's flopping his gun around. And just,
Yeah, yeah, dude.
uh, just hilarious for no reason.
So
He could have
good.
very well
It's so
just
good,
sat
man.
there and the scene would have still been great.
So good.
You know what it really reminds me of?
What's up?
So like on Family Guy, when like Peter
Yeah.
gets hurt and it's like a real long scene where he's just like holding his knee or he's trying to do something.
He's like,
He's just silent.
yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. He was just like couldn't get comfortable this long time. And dude, I was laughing so hard. My wife's like, what is going on? I was like, look at this guy. And then he accidentally shoots his gun. He said, why y'all even give me a gun? I don't know why you give me a gun.
It's so good, man. So
what
good.
about you? What was yours?
Bro, so Elliot tries to, run up on Chili and Edith. I don't know if after they go dancing or something, but he's in their place, in their home. And
sorry.
The scene is so good. So Chili, the smooth guy that he is, doesn't get hit or anything, stops the assault. But he's like, dude, I'm trying to get you I'm trying to get you a call. I'm trying to get you a deal booked for a movie or something, man. You got to give me some time.
Yeah.
And he goes, man, I've been waiting on you all night. I made tea. I put on my video. right. He's like, I prepared a monologue. Yeah. He's like, and then Chili, once again, cool as hell. He's like, all right, well, let me hear it right there. and it's I'm sorry, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's from Bring It On. Okay. It's two teenage girls in cheerleading outfits in the movie Bring It On. And he plays two characters, okay? Yeah. He plays Kirsten Dunst's character and Gabrielle Union's character in Bring It On and does it to a T, okay? Does it to a T. It's fabulous, man. It's my favorite thing.
I mentioned earlier The Rock being, I think thought he was one of the weakest people in this movie as far as his acting.
Yeah.
But I also put, he's putting himself out there with this character and he's having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, that's led him to having a great career.
This was his 6th film credit at the time, right? And this is, he hasn't done anything like this since. Mind you, he's always been big. He's too damn big to play a character like this ever again.
I think it'd work great. I think it'd be hilarious. Because who's going to mess with him?
Nobody.
I think it'd be hilarious if he did that. But yeah, that was one of my notes just to clarify my statement.
Yeah, you're definitely good there, man. Just one more question here for us before we wrap this up. Because this movie, and I have to ask this question because this movie is just like, it has a ton of them, right? And you might have already stated it, but you might have to share it again.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite line of the movie?
I haven't said that yet.
Good.
So this was one from Chili Palmer when he's talking to Danny DeVito towards the beginning of the movie. So to set the scene for that, he's driving the Insight, right? The Cadillac of hybrids.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito's character is asking him, like, what are you driving? What is that? What about the speed? And he tells him, if you're important, people will wait.
I love that line. Yeah.
So that was my favorite.
And delivered it so
yeah,
cool,
it
too.
It really is. I mean, they really got this yellow Ferrari behind this. I don't remember what's the Insight. I don't remember what car that was.
I think it's a Honda.
Honda, okay.
I think it's a Honda.
Yeah, and it's got the wheel covers on the back. It's real small, a real teeny tiny car. And yeah, he just delivers it smooth and owns the car he's got and moves on. So that was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
I actually have two, and I can't decide. They're both from Vince Vaughn's character Raji.
Oh yeah, get some good ones.
So the first one is when Chili goes to get Linda Moon in the back of the Chinese restaurant karaoke night or whatever.
When they're in the kitchen?
And Raji,
when they're in the kitchen?
And they're in the kitchen. Yeah. and once again, Vince Vaughn is playing this like wannabe pimp, acts black and everything.
Yeah.
He goes, we can handle this like gentlemen. We can handle this shit. We can handle this with some gangster shit. Yeah. It just his delivery alone was just like, yo, man, he is so whack, bro.
Yeah.
Because not only 2 or 3 scenes later, he's basically the WMDs is holding him over a ledge. Yeah. Okay. and they're holding him over a ledge by his feet, like 50 stores
Yeah.
up, and they're hanging him, and they're hitting him while they're hanging him by his feet. And he goes, "Come on, man. You can't hang me over this thing and hit me, right? Like, you can't do both, right?" And it's just like Vince Vaughn's comedic timing
Yeah.
and his acting chops. He just delivers
So good,
those
man.
lines to a T, man.
So good. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of other great lines in this movie.
All right, Javi. 2005, Be Cool. How many buckets of popcorn do you give it?
I'm gonna give this one 4 out of 5 buckets.
Nice.
Just to recap, had a good story, good plot, kept me involved the whole time, had me laughing. Didn't have to think a whole lot because it pushes you through the plot. Right, every scene gives you a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, all the way to the end. I really enjoyed it.
This movie, for me, man, I love the director, F. Gary Gray. Once again, Friday, he's done The Italian Job. He's done a Fast and the Furious movie, Straight Outta Compton. I just love this director. You know, he actually was going to direct The Winter Soldier, but turned it down to do Straight Outta Compton. Write that down. That would have been a different MCU with that guy.
Yeah. No kidding.
This movie for me, man, I love this comedy, right? It has everything I need for it. It has action, it's sexy, it has all my favorite people in it, like Dwayne, Vince, Harvey Keitel, John Travolta when he was still cool, Uma Thurman. I just love it. We even get a Seth Green cameo, guys, okay? Like,
yeah, I saw that.
This gets 5 buckets of popcorn for me, man. This is definitely one of those movies that if it's on television or if it's on a streaming service and I pass by it, I'm going to watch it because it's funny every single time, and I highly recommend you guys check it out.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I didn't pick up the first time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode discussing the 2005 comedy, Be Cool. Next week, we'll be sharing our thoughts on the Zack Snyder zombie movie, Army of the Dead.
And that's streaming on Netflix and in select theaters.
I am Clyde Smith, and you can find me on Twitter as I am Clyde D. Smith.
I'm Javier Villalobos. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.